好，继续完事。
Just gonna go our separate ways. No parting words.
Did you wish to tell me something?
Actually, that'd probably be best.
抱歉了，迪拉夫。
Oh my. No woman's ever treated you this way.
Not that I recall, no.
In that case, at last you felt what so many women in this world feel at times.
I just hope this tale has a happy ending. For me, for you, for everyone.
That may very well depend on you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing beyond what you heard. For now. Come. The exit's this way.
大老婆跟二老婆在我背后，没事，他们心胸宽阔啊。说实话，我玩的那个线好像，因为2个都把，所以好像失败了，没有人要跟杰洛特在一起了。所以事实上，杰洛特现在是一个单身汉啊。
Another will o the wisp.
原来是
Just curious.
说什么？每一段感情都这么用心。
And the ducal line.
They were my right, my due.
Doubt we would have figured you out if you hadn't tried to get them. Know that, don't you?
I do, and I regret nothing. One lives but once.
杰洛特啊，对待每段感情都是很真心的啦。他只是同时有很多段感情而已啊。多执行序 ，OK 吗？啊。
Here, we need but jump into the well. You first.
什么借口？多情男子都是这样的。笨，哎，其实这个童话故事比我想象中的短了。
Portals in a fountain? Not terribly practical.
It was a secret passage. Henriette and I would use it to
hide from your governess, which luckily she noted down in her diary. Thus, I knew where to await you. Never mind that. Has the young lady agreed to help clean up the mess she's made?
She has. And stop treating me as if I were a child.
Would you prefer I treated you like the lying manipulator you are?
这么派啊！别激动啊，雷吉斯。
Regis, what happened to your famous manners?
她是我第3个老婆了。
Apologies, I forgot myself.
Let's go. Really want to be done with this.
不知道迪拉夫有何感想？他现在感觉绿绿的，头顶绿绿的，怪怪的。抱歉了，爱情中失败的才是第3者啊，没人爱的那个才是第3者。他跟迪拉夫有一腿，说他们就是情侣啊。只是后来女的受不了了，不是单恋吗？也没有单恋啊。
Nice place,
isn't it?
只是女的受不了而已。
On a clear day, you can see the outlines of done time.
Is it, though? A ruin like any other, I think.
So sensitive, so aware. Honestly, what did Detlef ever see in you?
Perhaps he'll tell you himself.
You nervous?
Mm-hmm. It's always a bit nerve-wracking meeting an ex. Especially so when said ex is a vampire.
I doubt he'll be in the mood for jests.
I know. May I be honest? Yes, I'm nervous. I really would prefer just to run off. I gave my word I would help, I know.
不要怕。
But how much is that worth? Yet I owe him this meeting. And that is that.
Let's get ready. Detlef will be here any moment now.
不要怕，杰洛特打得赢迪拉夫啊！没来。哦，来了来了，前男友来了。
Sienna, I have a question I must ask you. Did you truly feign it all? That which bound us was a ruse?
Detlef, it's not that simple.
Oh no, it's very simple. You either deceived me or not. In forgiving you, I grieve. For now, we must
干嘛干嘛？
What? But how?
他死前一刻被传进来，哎。
The ribbon. Ha! Seems I've been fooled again. She will pay for this sooner or later.
哎呀，恐怖情人啊！他们分手刚刚好啊。最妙那个缎带，迪亚夫要把席安娜给宰了。 来，吸血鬼大战！杰洛克看戏，有了有了有了，可以开扁了。Switch， 哦 ，combo， 啊，我的老朋友，你怎么心软了？这下死的是你呢！好啊好啊，在那边垒。 来，看下迪拉夫打不打连战斗陀螺 ？Silence， 好像冰条。他一下破不了盾。这边我使用百年剑法，漂亮。 第二阶段来了，
Acknowledge any gods. Start praying now.
哇，好痛哦！等一下，等一下。 要受骨哦，什么伤害？好。OK， 完全没躲掉。哇，要死掉了！ 没看懂他那招啊。啊！招怎么躲啊？再一次我就死了、欸。迪亚夫很强哎、欸，迪亚夫。哎，躲掉了。射了也不会掉下来。对。耶，这个范围太大了吧！完了完了完了完了！偷看下迪亚夫怕什么？兄弟，你怕什么？你怕昆恩？怎么感觉不出来？黑水吸血鬼。吸血鬼油，黑水，我这样滚的滚的。哦！再来一次，刚刚那招我就死了。怎么办？我死了。哦！啊！怎么办？迪亚夫怎么打？那个蝙蝠冲过来，怎么躲啊？还说按防御？我防御看看好了。
Nice, isn't?
Is it?
完蛋！然后从这边开始。
I don't.
I may I? Yet I.
The ribbon.
The ribbon.
I want you just.
绿帽加持，
Both of you.
原来是因为绿帽的关
Any
系
of
啊。
it.
Silence.
拜年。他先解决他在空中的问题，他在空中不知道怎么降下来。
If you acknowledge any gods, start praying now.
不要！啊，这招到底怎么躲？哭啊！啊，我刚刚防御我忘记了。没事，先把油都上一上。闪光弹，好问题。哎，按错了。可能卸除了。怎么办？我看一下哦，找个食物盖过去吧。 好，然后修一下我的武器。王者这个时候打，好完了。防御没什么屁用啊！怎样？防御完全没有路用哦。等这时候打了，拿换血。那招什么鬼？这招到底是什么鬼？哦，盾不能挡，射也射不下来。
No, isn't.
Is perhaps
没事，换血流。他等一下我就开转。
I want just the last. Both of you!
Didn't plan anything.
Silence!
Silence. Eh, 干嘛干嘛？哎，冷静。 哎，我修错武器了！我都修错武器了。
Acknowledge any gods. Start playing now.
完全脱掉，谢谢。有种下来。 对，可以啊，换点。来，第3阶段。 完了，我被咬了！啊，死了！什么情况？领域展开，你也会这招？我靠！完蛋，他领域展开了。 冷静，迪拉夫，先冷静。先不要攻击，先不要攻击，先上个盾。摸一下我的盾，没有爆，没有爆，哎，爆了，爆了，爆了。中毒，确实有点像。 开转，好，打破一颗蛋。哎，干嘛？冷静。 要，不要！哎 ，slow。啊！哎，哎，哎，哎，加油啊！你加，要不然给你打一下啦，给你打一下啦。哎，他这边把自己炸死。可是为什么杰洛特被咬了没事啊？被咬了脖子竟然还可以生龙活虎啊！
Leave him to me. Be gone.
I can't let...
I insist.
然后送迪拉夫下去了。啊，跟我想的不一样，现在是用吸的，我以为是要用刺的把它刺死。抱歉了。
My, what a smashing ensemble.
You wear it well.
Shut
up. I look like a twit.
The caftan is sewn of the best fabrics available, and according to the best tailoring practices. But one must have a modicum of taste to appreciate this. Even the most exquisite robes cover only deficiencies in beauty, never in refinement.
Usually wear something different, better suited to my trade. Got nothing against this particular outfit, though. Just don't exactly feel comfortable in it. And I despise formal occasions.
Nothing one can't get accustomed to. Now, be so kind as to stand still. All that being as it may, Toussaint's highest honor, the Order of Vitis Vinifera, demands appropriate attire. The Duchess cannot be expected to drape the medal on a suit of armor caked in mud. Palace protocol places enormous emphasis on form, virtuous tradition, etiquette.
Huh. A tradition which values appearances ahead of all else. Which calls for lordly, glistening triviality and misplaced generosity.
Sound wistful. Pensive, Regis. That because they refuse to buy you a new outfit?
Hardly. It's the tone I ever adopt when I find myself pondering, which, believe it or not, happens quite a lot. Besides, I've no need for a new outfit as I shall not be attending the ceremony.
Why not?
Because unlike you, I don't have to. I shall begin to pack my belongings instead. I trust you'll join me later, once you're richer by a medal and a fascinating new experience?
Count on it. Ceremonies, medals honoring virtues, just keeps coming up.
I've had no reprieve either. And I keep thinking of the last great virtue, compassion. It's the one piece of the puzzle that never seemed to fit.
Mean you suddenly believe the 5 virtues theory, after all we've revealed?
It's not a question of belief, superstition, or old wives' tales. It's a conclusion derived through exercising pure logic. Siana planned everything in advance. Had we not stopped her, surely there'd have been a 5th victim. One the gossips would have associated with a lack of compassion.
Her plans don't matter now. Can't act on them. Ask the messenger who delivered my invitation to the ceremony. Siana's in the palace. Courtiers pressured the Duchess to lock her in a tower.
Do you care not a whit who else was in her black book? We've some time before the ceremony. We could still chat with that boot-cleaning urchin. He was the one to pass the victims' names to Detlef. Perhaps we missed something.
应该还有吧，我猜，不可能就这样结束了。
Regis, Bootblack didn't say anything about making deliveries when we talked to him. How do you know he handled the letters?
While you basked in glory and tried on new formal wear, I conducted a little investigation of my own. You'd be very proud to see how I conducted myself. I began by concocting an ample supply of boot wash for our enterprising young friend. I'd observed that among street folk, amidst their society as a whole, reciprocity takes precedence over all
社会
other
观察
codes,
家。
and thus no good deed goes unrewarded. Of course, the same holds true for malicious or destructive deeds.
The letters. What's the connection?
When the bootblack arrived to collect his bucketful, he hinted he knew more. Simply put, we'd failed to ask the proper questions when we chatted earlier. It took a bit more tongue-loosening, but ultimately he spoke. He admitted he'd handed Detlef the letters. He knew this information was valuable to me. In providing it, he was simply repaying me.
All in all, why not check up on that? We'll go together, assuming we're done here.
I am done, yes. It lies in your hands now to see if you are able to present my handiwork at the ceremony with the dignity it is due. Or if you will first destroy it,
哎，答对了，
crawling
兄弟。
about the city's underbelly.
Promise to be careful.
是个明白人啊。
It's the swordsman. Good to see you. Here for a spiffing? Dirty boots are a stain on professional dignity, you know. Step on up.
Need to ask you something.
Yet again? Go on then. I'm a proponent of free speech and I will gladly tell you all I know. But why not get your boots shanked while we jabber?
Guess they could use a spit and polish.
Then I shall take advantage as well. A friend of mine used to say boots should be as clean as the soles that wear them.
Clean boots,
这
clean
鞋根本就是
soles.
新的，要
A
擦什
fine
么？
slogan.
How's business?
Well enough. I can't complain. Though it'd be even better were certain folk to sit down for a shine as they stood and chatted.
Man in the frock coat. You passed him some letters, remember?
Why, of course. I'm young, got a mind like a steel trap, but...
If you're about to tell me this information will cost me, forget it.
走
How'd
到
you
外
get
面就
those
是会长
letters?
了。那这样每天都要
Beggars
擦
brought
鞋。
them.
Why didn't you tell us this before, when we first talked?
You didn't ask about beggars now, did you?
Beggars. Tell us more about them. How many were there?
Why, 4. 1 for each letter.
Just 4? Sure you didn't get a 5th?
I can't count, you know.
Remember anything else? These beggars have anything in common?
What? Come now. Each was different. Some had mismatched boots, others had no boots at all. Oh, I know! They all had no home!
Kid, my patience is starting to run a little thin. Now think hard. Where'd they get the letters? They pick them up? Get them from someone?
I don't know. They'd come, hand me a letter, and walk away. I asked no questions.
Geralt, allow me to ask a question. Listen, lad. I'll be glad to mix another batch of that bootshine for you. But you must focus now and tell us all you know. Where can we find the beggars?
Well, at the shelter, most like.
Where's that?
Everyone knows. It's just round the corner. Up those stairs, then right.
Thanks, kid. For your trouble. We must visit the shelter. Look around
Shelter.
inside.
Stop now! A courtesan is like a rat catcher. Good youth to move your little camp elsewhere. Got
啊，
it?
锁住了。
This is a decent
干
district.
嘛？
We need no fill. You? What do you want?
To talk.
Here, that's a waste of breath. We've tried it, only to tire our lips. We'll use other means of persuasion now.
Gentlemen, calm, please.
Either get out along with these flea-ridden vagabonds, or we'll toss you all out. Our patience is gone. This place is no longer a rank refuse dump.
Scram! Decent folk live here.
The shelter, them living here, bothers you. Question is why?
Look, Ballard. Another defender of the poor, fighter for justice.
Damn nuisance. We've our women and young folk living next door, when even grown men fear to walk past such rabble.
Decent folk you mention. Mean yourselves?
Why? Do you doubt it?
Hell yes.
Hear that, Artois? He poking
打架。
insults us. On our own turf.
We should step aside, good fellow. My friend is perfectly capable of settling this unfortunate dispute on his own.
大家，衣服要脏了。
I lend you corn for wine. Come now, Twitcher. Try me.
哎、他知道我是猎魔士哎、还敢跟我打哦，好猛哦！
All right. I can take a hint. Come, time to go.
I thank you so much for your aid. I tried to reason with them, but they'd have beat me blue had you not come along. I'm grateful. Immensely.
What did they want
衣服
from
没
you?
脏，没有
They are
错。
neighbors. Wish me to take my folk, the shelter, elsewhere. They dislike that I help the beggars. I do not oppose going elsewhere were we to have somewhere to go. But you've come with a problem, have you? My turn to aid you.
What is this place? Poorhouse?
You could call it that. They come here to rest and eat a hot meal.
You help them, why?
Because they need help.
大善人，又一个大善人。
Need some information. Looking for a man who might have mentioned the boot black in Rue de Garl.
The boot black. A feisty lad. I know him.
Any of your, wards supposed to meet him recently or soon?
Forgive me. Those I help and I are not so close that I would know. But should you wait, they'll all soon come for their meal. You can question them yourselves.
好，
Sure all your usual beggars will be here?
They're not obliged to come, of course. But they rarely find a decent meal elsewhere. So, almost all in the area eat here.
Thanks. We'll wait. Nice of you to let us.
My dears, I've a matter to address before I serve the soup. These two gentlemen
看起来不像
have some
乞丐，这些
questions
人
of you. pay attention. Answer in brief. For if you draw it out, your soup will go cold. And we wouldn't want that, would we?
Recently, 4 of you delivered sealed letters to the bootblack. I know this.
Does anyone know what the gentleman means? Go on, speak up. Romain?
Why should I squeal? We were all told not to mention the letters. We all swore.
You can tell me, Romain. You were given a letter and you delivered it, right? Good work, Romain. Thank you. Who else?
I got one too. Gave it to the bootblack. And Freshy, he got one. But he can't tell you, as he's not here.
I still have mine. I'm to deliver it 2 days after the Feast of St. Barnabas.
Eh?
It's a matter of importance to the duchy. Hand it over, or I'll take it from you, plain and simple.
But I was to deliver it personally. Let no one else see it. That is what she said, and she was frightening.
You ought to heed folk who are kind and honest. These men helped me a short while ago, helped all of us. If this individual threatened you, you need not keep the promise you made.
All right, take it. I didn't want to see the bootblack anyways. It's always muddy there.
谁？第5个是谁？照理讲是第5个骑
Damn
士
it.
吧。
What is it? Another name, truly?
See for yourself.
Well, well. I must say,
不会就是
even
迪拉
I
夫
did not
吧？
expect this. This time you will see to our Duchessa.
哦，不是哎，
It seems we underestimated Siana rather grossly.
Judging by this, Detloff was literally supposed to tear her heart out.
Yet first you must snap her neck. Puzzling.
Puzzle complete now.
Alas, the matter's ceased to be a tantalizing brain tease and has turned incredibly grave. We've proof of a plot to assassinate Toussaint's ruler. We've proof of a coup d'etat.
Duchess was to be Detloff's last victim. Siana planned it from the start.
Indeed. The logical conclusion, Geralt.
4 seemingly random victims to start. The virtue's their only link. Enough to get folk talking about a righteous, vengeful beast. Obscured the victims' links to Siana, even as she had those she despised killed off one by one, leaving the
你
Duchess
说
for
帮
last.
喜憨呐？不
Had
行
she
啊，他
managed
崩
to
乱杀安
fulfill her
呐。
plan, none would have questioned the reasons. Most would have thought Anna Henrietta had died for her sins. She was known to show a hard heart on many occasions. Ample
太
proof
坏
of
了，
her
喜
lack
安
of
呐！
compassion.
Why would Siana murder her own sister? Out of envy? To take power? From an inborn penchant for evil?
Yes, yes, and yes. All seem likely, and none are mutually exclusive.
让我问问
If
看，
you'd like to know for certain, you could always ask her yourself.
Actually, love to learn her motives.
Praiseworthy, I suppose. Sometimes one should stare evil in the face.
Seems a bit strong, no?
She used my friend as her tool for killing. I believe I've every right to condemn her, but I support your lust for the truth. Some philosophers think
如
empirical
果齐安娜已经
examination
死
the
了怎么
sole
办呢？
path
如
to
果没有那
knowledge.
个缎带的话，
I
这边
believe
不就
you
问不了了
mentioned？ the Duchess keeps Siana locked up.
Courtiers were insisting on a harsher punishment. Much harsher. Think Anna Henrietta had to protect her sister from a lynch mob as much as she wanted to protect her subjects from a criminal. One way or another, she's locked away in a secluded wing of the palace, awaiting trial before a court of law. I'd need to get past some guards to see her.
我猜不是齐安娜写的。
Coming with?
Of course not. I shall await you at Mare la Chaise-Longue. I'll not risk entering the palace after Detlaff and his minions rampage. Besides, I vastly prefer the company of a simple mug of mandrake brew to that of the Duchess's vile sister.
So, said straight up, it means you're going off to get drunk because you hate Siana.
I've never been fond of categorical statements of that kind, but I admit I could not vouch for my behavior in her presence.
She treated Dettlaff cruelly.
Caused his death in the end, and now this? Atop all that? No, Geralt. I will not go with you. I will await you at the cemetery.
嘣嘣嘣嘣，非必须哦。还有个惊叹号哎。先去踩那个惊叹号好了。包克兰上衣。啊？为什么我穿一件衣服，它就跳到那个啊？这是 bug 吗？
哦。
嘣嘣嘣嘣嘣嘣嘣！Unbelievable！
Our blood's worth less than...
Guillaume, what are you doing here?
Leave me be. Without my Vivian, life has no meaning. You are the last to whom I wish to speak.
哎呀，真的离婚啦！不要难过啊，兄弟，这不是你自找的吗？这个不是你自己想要的吗？
Who'd have thought?
我应该没记错吧？等下，他是那个不想跟老婆结婚的那个吧？哦，不是哎、哦，我记错，他是那个，不是他，他是那个维维安那个啦，那个鸟人，爱那个鸟人。哦，误会了。太遗憾的兄弟。 应该有某个选项可以让我们在一起。
Greetings, knight.
Well,
Go in peace, fair knight.
连结都没有，他只是单恋而已啊。
Sticks these numbers to.
单恋仔。
Ah. Never you.
嘣嘣嘣嘣嘣嘣。抗性。纵火狂。我想要不要换个雅克席？哈德尔要不要练一下法印强度？施加伤害。算了。
The air here is such that one is never hungover.
应该骑马的，好远哦。
Halt!
Need to see Sienna, urgently.
In the matter of?
Want to talk to her. It's important.
Want to talk? Go see your gran at tea time. Not one locked up on the Duchess's orders. No doing without special permission. Period.
Found some information important to her case. Need an explanation, urgently.
Ah, fine then. You're that witcher who solved the murders, no? Then you've my permission, but only for a few minutes.
Promise to be brief.
真好说话哎，前一句才叫我去跟奶奶泡茶，后一句就答应我了。
The witcher will speak with the inmate. You can take a momentary break.
As long as it's truly but a moment. Highly irregular, this.
Have you come to see how I fare? I'm fine, thank you. Artorius' ribbon worked wonders. It's a shame they took it from me.
I know who the 5th victim was supposed to be.
Goodness, you're simply a compulsive snoop. I'm in prison. Detlef is dead. Could you not just drop it?
Sienna, stop pretending you couldn't care less. I know it's an act, and it's really starting to wear. Why do you want to kill her?
For such an accomplished investigator to ask about the obvious? Come now, Geralt. Why do you think?
Because she turned her back on you, then banished all memory of you?
Bravo, Geralt. Yet another riddle solved, and your sick curiosity sated. Well, what now? Off to share your discovery with Anna Henrietta.
真的是这样哦？
She's
不
no
会吧
longer in danger, true. But she very well might add a little something to your reward.
Definitely gonna tell her. Not necessarily for the coin, though.
Then why do it at all?
She ought to know. If only 'cause you'll probably try to kill her again if she ever lets you out.
I probably will.
Perhaps, just for a second, you could stop dwelling on all the wrongs folk have done you and forgive her.
Why should I?
For old time's sake. You loved each other once.
Please. I don't know who fed you that rubbish, but...
Read your governess's diary. You played together, were inseparable. Henriette'd get you into trouble sometimes, sure. But there were also times she stood up for you. When you had nightmares, only she could calm you. Time eats away at memories, distorts them. Sometimes we only remember the good. Sometimes only the bad.
有道理。
If she loved me so, why did she wash her hands off me? Forget me.
Sienna, you were exiled when she was how old? 12? 13? She was a child. What was she supposed to do? Rebel? Organize a coup?
哎呀，人生导师
Steal your
杰洛
father's
特
seal
开
and
讲
forge a pardon? She was powerless. Wiped you from her memory not because she didn't care, but because your departure was traumatic for her. She forgot because that was the only way she could handle the pain.
Ugh. You meant what you said in the land of a thousand
好，我猜
fables.
喜安娜会自杀。
You really want a happy ending to this story, don't you? Ah, with all of us living happily ever after. Go, Witcher, or they'll give your medal to another. And that would be a shame.
Farewell, Siana.
Commander de la Tour would like to see you. Shall we go at once?
Let's go. Want to see him too. Damien.
Geralt, it's about time. Ready for the ceremony?
Ready for the ceremony。我要讲吗？
Your face doesn't look good. Though it looked even worse last I saw you.
I apply a balm of arnica. Yeah, I hardly feel it anymore.
All right, we can start.
Very well. But you must behave. Less like a hired thug, and more like a man deserving of the Duchy's highest honor. In fact, you'd do best to maintain a dignified silence throughout. Very well. Let us get things underway. Don your ceremonial attire. Then you'll come with me. Her Grace awaits.
Dun, dun, dun.
In the Guild's name, I beg your assistance, your enlightened highness. Without barrels, production will come to a stop, and it will be the end of us.
You lost them all in the fire. These are horrible tidings. Oh, we are most dreadfully saddened.
Yes, your enlightened highness all. Once the beasts had clawed their way into the warehouse, the whole place went up in flames.
I shall dispatch a palace guardsman to examine the site of the blaze. If things are, as you say, fitting compensation shall be paid from the ducal treasury.
Thank you, your enlightened highness. Your Grace, Geralt of Rivia has arrived.
My dear subjects, we come now to our next point of business. Of all the duties which fall upon my shoulders, as the ruler of this dominion, this duty is dearest to my heart. For now, we shall award the Order of Vitis Vinifera, Tucson's highest honor.
Geralt of Rivia, slayer of the beast of Beauclair, step forth.
那个女的在干
We
嘛？在颁
bestow
奖
the
哎！
distinction upon the Witcher, who saved Beauclair from the terrible beast. Such is
女王
our
在颁奖，后
desire.
面的那边走来走去，怎样？有没有礼貌啊？
May this symbol serve as a reminder to all that the Witcher shall forever remain a friend of Beauclair. In more familiar terms now, I thank you immensely, Geralt. Damien has your reward for you. After all, it was but a contract.
Thank you.
I have a small surprise for you, in addition. I give you more than a dozen barrels of Son Real,
皇家
a
的
wine
酒，
normally reserved for the ducal table. The gustatory experience of a lifetime awaits. Are you content?
Feels like a second distinction. I'm honored. Thank you.
I trust you shall make good use of it. In a moment I shall speak to Siana. Will you assist me? You returned my sister to me, yet you also showed me her horrendous deeds. As head of state, I must
只喝
judge
喉咙
her
有饮
fairly. But she is my sister.
没有错。
Thus my heart bleeds for her.
If my presence will help in any manner, of course I'll stay.
We shall now question a person implicated in the murders which recently ravaged our fair city of Beauclair. Captain de la Tour, show Sylvia Anna in.
"很紧张哦，安娜。
The Witcher will take part in our talk.
他手放在后面想干嘛？怪怪的哦。
I'm not a prisoner, free to do as I choose.
You have committed crimes. Grave crimes. Yet you are my sister. And my heart does not allow me to treat you as a common criminal. Thus I have asked Geralt to advise me, as one impartial. I shall now hear what he has to say.
好，我要当法官了。
Bitterness consumes Siana. She had cause to resent many of the court of Beauclair. I know her reasons, understand them even. But I can't condone the actions she chose to take.
What is he talking about, Siana?
You know exactly what. I was forcibly exiled, remember? To your benefit. You knew well the throne would then be yours, though I was the elder. The ministers I can understand. They'd hated me since I was a child, thought me a poor prospect for the wife of a duke. I even understand our parents. I'd always sensed the problem. They simply feared me, for I dared to be free. That fabricated curse, it fell into their laps. A gift from above that brought relief. But you... Your dagger hurt most. You were my Henrietta, damn it. My darling little sister. Now do you understand, Witcher? She betrayed me.
为什么
Claim to
这么
understand
纠
them
结
all?
呢？
Why'd you come back for revenge? Have them all cut down then?
They deserved my vengeance. They detested me, all of them, as long as I can remember. But Henrietta understood me. Once. She was all I could cling to. Her betrayal
杀了
hurt
他
the
们也
most.
不能干嘛啊，兄弟，哦，不是姐妹。
You were children then. You and your sister both had no control over what happened.
You're wrong, Witcher. She had control. Remember, dear sister? The day they banished me from the palace. Of course, I'd had the idea to pelt the Nilfgaardian envoy with fish bladders, which we filled with rancid suet on a lark. And which you set afire at the last, to impress me, I imagine. And I admit, you did. Hit him right in his hideous bald patch. Never laughed so hard in my life. But when it came time to find the culprit, you said not a word.
就这样。
I took all the blame and all the punishment.
It's true. I did not stand up
这样。
for you. I was too afraid.
The council was unanimous. They listed all my offenses. My flights from the palace. Supposed acts of cruelty. Inappropriate friendships. They cast me out. But you, the only one to understand me, you cowered in a corner. Lifted not a finger to help. Not before, not after. You never tried to find me.
That's not true. I searched for you. Sent out knights, gathered tidings from without. You did not wish to be found.
这个是什么？什么8点档拔蜡剧的剧情啊？
Since the day you vanished, I have lived with the knowledge that I failed you.
I'm sorry, dear sister. Can you forgive me?
不要碰我肩膀！哎呦，这招有用哎！好，啊，这样就和好嘞。那前面死那个4个骑士要干嘛？还死了一个迪拉夫哎！哦，什么情况？
All in all, best part of the whole ceremony? It was short.
Perhaps for you, as you ducked out early. The others are probably just getting started. The drunkenness never ends in this quaint realm.
Not so fond of Toussaint after all, are we?
Oh, this place is like a strong wine, Geralt. Good in small sips. How do you find my personal brew? Not too strong?
Just right.
Credit the local mandrake of the Alrauna diabolus variety for that. The tubers which grow in this area's volcanic soil have an altogether unique flavor profile and display a remarkably uncommon dark brown tint.
Fascinating. All I can say is this batch turned out excellent.
Indeed. It might be wise to stockpile some roots for the future. Would you care to accompany me?
If you think it's a good idea, let's go. But I think you might be forgetting one thing. Fresh mandrake root of this variety is highly toxic, even to a witcher.
Ah, not a problem. I never forget matters of safety and hygiene in alchemy. Here, gloves and a mask. Don them, and you shall be in no
我觉得这个
danger.
DLC 的剧情好抽离哦。
Right then, let's go.
我觉得好抽离哦，没有办法融入这个剧情。
This moonlight makes me, oh...
很跳哎。该快结局了，也许吧。
So dreamy.
Penny for your thoughts. Let me guess. Succubus twins?
No, I was thinking about... Oh, how anything can look interesting when properly lit.
Even an old necrophage corpse?
You've not an ounce of refinement in you, have you?
"收集
Now, where'd that bloodsucker go? Won't be easy to track down. He's a vampire after all.
兄弟，你去哪了？
Damn it, where'd you go? Regis!
这多吸血鬼女！哇，雷吉斯一刀就给吸血女死了。
Those Bruxay, they called you a traitor.
Alas, we've a very simple code of honor, we vampires. So simple you might call it trivial. Either one is with us, unconditionally, regardless of the circumstances, or...
Won't let it go, will they?
They will not. Fortunately, we've another rule, an unwritten one, and just as trivial as the first. It is neatly summarized in the saying, out of sight, out of mind. That is why I must leave Toussaint. For a vastly long time, most like.
Yeah, I get it.
Let us make for my camp. I've an overwhelming desire to have another drink.
总觉得我好像是不是解错路线了？会不会有另外一个路线了？
Supreme bouquet. Firm, defined beginning, then develops gently, rising to a startling finish. Don't you think?
Not much of a connoisseur.
Then it is high time you started your education. After all, the Corvo Bianco vineyard is now yours. By the way, I left a gift for you at your new home. On the nightstand.
Thanks.
在读档
Mind telling me what
然后
it
从
is?
很前面开始，
A trifle.
不知道
That
是哪
will
边，
nonetheless be useful should you need mutagens.
不知道是哪边有分
Incidentally,
叉。
have you thought about what you'll do with your prize? Shall you hang your swords over the mantle and take to pruning vines?
我猜是暗影长老那边啊。
No, just not the life for me. Sure, might stop by there occasionally, stay the winter, fill up on wine. But I'd rather keep moving. It's not a choice being a witcher. And once you are one, you're one for life. You can't just step off the path. Besides, plenty of work left for me in the world. Ghouls aren't gonna kill themselves.
Rather droll, isn't it, that each time we meet, something harrowing must happen? I can remember a night, not too far from here if I'm not mistaken. We hid in a cave while a blizzard raged all about. Does that sound at all familiar?
How could it not? We just set off to rescue Ciri from Vilgefortz.
Oh, our encounter with Vilgefortz. That is something I do not remember so fondly. But that first stay in Beauclair, far calmer than this one.
Seemed like a land straight out of a fairy tale back then. Its sole problem, cellars too small to accommodate all that wine.
Appearances, Geralt. Appearances, like Mamoons and Dopplers, deceive. So what did become of Vilgefortz?
Killed him. Sure wasn't easy, though. What about you? Any idea where you'll go?
Distance is of the essence. I thought I might venture south.
Nilfgaard?
Why ever not? The Nilfgaardians are a modern society. None there believe in vampires anymore. This fact alone could be very useful to one wishing to remain incognito.
Interesting point of view. I so don't feel like going anywhere.
没了。
Sit here a while longer?
So we shall, my friend. We have witnessed, and in fact on several occasions incited, many great and weighty events. After all that toil, I believe we deserve a bit of a rest.
That we do.
不要看我啊，杰洛特！不是这个故事也太单薄了吧？单薄啊！这个故事就这样而已哦，有点无聊坏女人骗了吸血鬼，然后吸血鬼杀人杀，后来发现这个动机就只是因为他认为他妹妹抛弃了他。 他妹妹拍了他肩膀2下，然后再摸他腰1下就和解了，死了4个人命跟一个吸血鬼的命。而且我跟那些死掉的人一点连结都没有啊。 有点突然啊，是不是我中间隔了一段时间才玩的关系？我觉得这故事，我觉得十之星好多嘞。说实话，十之星虽然不长， 但我觉得每一段都印象深刻啊。我不喜欢血与酒，没有很喜欢呢。还是他是比较走心灵层面的，因为我现在心灵已经死去了，我的心灵死去，我感受不到他的好啊！我的天啊，也没有很心灵啊，那也太无聊了吧！我觉得这个剧情也太无聊了吧！奇怪。他为什么会得奖？他好在哪？没有很明白啊。你只喜欢童话故事哪个？童话故事那段还不错，但太短了。他如果每个故事再多提一点会更好，多一点演出会更好。像我跟迪拉夫也没有培养什么感情哎，不知道哎。我觉得如果真的要斩他，好歹让我们杰洛特好好认识他吧。不就前面逮到迪拉夫，发现他是凶手，然后后来经过那个雷吉斯的那个引荐，然后见个面聊一下，说我可以帮你找到你老婆。然后找到他老婆，发现他老婆是个坏蛋，然后那个什么迪拉夫就不爽，痛扁包克兰，然后就换我们痛扁迪拉夫，然后迪拉夫倒了，他老婆被抓，应该说他前女友被抓，喜安娜被抓，然后安娜就跟他和好。虽然说中间安娜也有一点剧情啊，可那剧情也都很无聊啊，什么跟我去酒窖，都超突然的。然后去完酒窖之后要抓那个走私犯，也是突然跳过去，开扁转死了。到底是哪个环节出了问题啊？好问题，到底哪个环节出了问题？还是单纯这个故事没有吸引力？剧情设计，我不晓得哎。我觉得可能只是这个故事没有什么吸引力耶，也没有什么悬疑感啊，没有羁绊，没有悬疑，也没有爱情。席安娜也是很突然就跟杰洛特睡在一起了，虽然说可能现实生活也这样吧，我不晓得。我看一些大学生现在也是这样，好可怕哦！这时代变得好快。也才差10岁，越来越开放了，台湾简单了。不晓得啊，我觉得对一些角色没有什么感情啊。雷吉斯，我觉得雷吉斯的设定就像是老朋友，也许啦，我觉得也许玩过1、2代或看过小说，刚刚他们在聊过往的那段过程会蛮感动的，只是因为我不知道啊，我完全不晓得发生过什么事情，他在讲什么，我完全没有概念。他说他们在那里救过 Siri， 但怎么救的什么的，我都不晓得。我说杰洛特看着我的眼睛，然后对我笑。我不知道他笑什么意思啊？笑我看不懂剧情是不是？啊，不知道啊。 可惜啊，应该开十之心来实况的，十之心的剧情好多了。至少我觉得那些角色让人印象深刻啊。尤其是那个不死之身跟他弟弟啊，这两个角色还不错啊。尤其是他弟啊，我想好好看剧情啊。开台不能看的其实是那些文档啊，那文档通常都是像怎么讲小故事吧，算个小故事，这也不影响主线就是了。漏漏的，观台都会看完的，其实蛮有趣的，但又话有点太多了。它每一个秘密宝物都是这样啊，它都有一段看似有意义的剧情，但其实一点都没有啊，有点可惜啊，我觉得很可惜啊。我还是比较倾向于把这种任务减少，然后每一个这种任务的长度拉长一点，就算它是什么秘密宝藏，我觉得也可以拉长一点，然后把那整件事情叙述的更完整。也不知道本地化做的真的蛮好的。我看那个 Speed Run 他跑那个巫师山，不知道什么语言啊，不知道录了几个国家的录音呢，就那个配音呢，真的好猛啊！这个公司疯了，业界良心，虽然说 Cyberpunk 爆开。翻译很好，翻译还不错吧？我也不晓得。以讹传讹，你们一个以讹传讹，你就说他很好，小弟，还不错吧？但有没有到很好，我也不是很确定。我有在听他英文，但有些我听不懂。只是里面好像也有翻错，就是有几个翻错。我记得有一个游戏的中文翻得很好，我真有称赞过啊。哪一款啊？风花雪月吗？我记得有一款翻得蛮好的，毕竟有翻出来，它不只是单纯的翻译啊，有把文化融入进去啊。咸鱼酒宝宝，对，然后我巫师小说买了都没有看，我还另外买了2本小说也都没看，看了10页就累了。感谢各位，最后的资料片，在骂脏话呀！展开其他的冒险 ，OK。这个冒险已经爆开了。
Actually, I'd love to go home.
哎，还有等一下，竟然还有啊！你今天有翻福尔摩斯？福尔摩斯好看的，小朋友，没有在骗你，真的好看啊！
A wish and a wreck, and that was all she wrote for the beast.
兄弟
My regards.
在我的庄园里面混啊，工作 犯罪重点画起来，我是不建议破坏书啊。
Master Witcher, some unknown individual barged into the residence. I resisted as best I could.
哦，叶娜法
Who is it?
Alas,
特
they
丽
did
丝
not do me the basic
我老
courtesy
婆
of
是不是来了？
introducing themselves.
啊？哎 ，Siri 来的是女儿啊。
Don't just stand there. I want a hug.
Thought I'd never see you again.
Well, I've departed, escaped, been forced
她
to
不
flee
是在
so
当
many
女王吗？
times. Yet I always
女儿很
returned.
正，跟小时候长
You
得
ought to
差
be
很
used
多
to。it by now. I like coming back into your life.
I'm just glad you're here.
The house is lovely. It just needs some work.
Yeah, plan to do a lot. Want to go outside, maybe? Could show you the grounds.
会不会是变形怪变的啊？为什么 Siri 可以不用当女王，可以跑来这边？也好啦，跟爸爸一起住啊。
Ah, it's lovely here. I could stay forever.
Anything stopping you?
Obligations, duties. I'm only here because Emir concluded I must get to know what I'll rule once I take the throne. So I'm on a tour of the provinces with a small swarm of advisors. Which essentially means they take turns lecturing me while I follow them about, scribbling notes.
好吧。
Plan to stay in Beauclair a while?
A bit. I convinced my advisors we'd be unwise to depart before I tasted each of this year's wines. My knowledge would be incomplete, you see. Though, actually, just between you and me, I'm not certain I'm cut out to rule, govern, all that.
Thinking you might give it up?
I can't say just yet, but I'm not willing to rule it out.
How fares your venerable father?
He seems younger, quite rejuvenated. Abandoning high-level politics seems to have done it. It's as if the very awareness of peace grants him strength, which most likely is the case.
Think he'll keep his word?
I think that depends on me. If he feels I'm up to the task, he'll head out to pasture. Yes.
And if he doesn't?
Then there'll be nothing to stop him from returning. He hasn't ever had a problem changing his mind.
Preparations for the coronation coming along?
Not at all. I told him I'm in no hurry. I must see what the whole thing's about first. Acquaint myself with the Empire's institutions, laws, and so forth.
No pressure from Emir to speed things along?
He tried. But I told him I wish to be a good ruler, a strong ruler, not some puppet.
No one else in the world he'd give in to like that.
I had nothing to do with that. There's just no one else in the world who's his daughter. Speaking of which, as the future Empress, I could secure you a comfortable position as court witcher.
Thanks, but just not my thing, that. My place is on the path.
I know. Still.
养爸爸，快点！爸爸靠你养了。
See you later, Siri.
Take care of yourself.
不会只有 Siri 回来吧？我的老婆真的都不要我了。
And that was all she wrote.
your captive. That is mine.
Scrub up.
No。雷吉斯的信。 他离开陶森特了。机器。这个我应该用不到啊。No， 好了，马林，你好，马林。
I thank you for letting me stay. I cannot remember when last I was this happy.
See you later.
对话没变。啊，我的房间空空的，我的房子空空的，2楼都没有人住。啊，我没有老婆，孤单一生，找西安娜啊。西安娜怎么可能跟杰洛特在一起？
I've a daughter, you know.
好，没了，应该是我前面的选错了。OK， 我再检查一下，应该没了。好，就到这。
Sure, go on.